Good morning, Bill Thompson for Outside Insiders on a miserable Sunday morning in Melbourne. I came around this morning in hopes of encountering Lidia Thorpe, arriving or leaving the studio for the program, and I didn't encounter her arriving, and I wondered whether perhaps she was going to be appearing on the show via video link, but in fact she was in the studio. So I've come back around to the studio later in the morning to see if I could encounter Lidia leaving, and I just saw a vehicle departing the underground car park here with a lady passenger in the front seat. I don't know if it was Lidia, it may have been. What I had hoped to ask Lidia about, if I had a chance, was the media reporting in the last couple of years of the deaths of 3 Aboriginal people in Australia. And I'll mention the names. If you have any concern about hearing the names of deceased Aboriginal people, tune out now. One was Kumanjai Walker, another is Cassius Turvey, and the third is Brittany Watson. The matter relating to Cassius Turvey, there are murder trials currently underway, so I won't say any more about the specifics of the Cassius Turvey matter, other than to say that there has been considerable media coverage in Australia of that matter, including images of Cassius Turvey. The matter of Kumanjai Walker relates to the incidents at Yuendamu in 2019, when 2 police officers went to Kumanjai Walker's place of residence, I believe to arrest him in relation to some matters. And my understanding of the circumstances is that Kumanjai Walker attacked the 2 police officers with a pair of scissors and was subsequently shot and killed by Officer Zachary Rolfe. Zachary Rolfe was rapidly charged with offences in relation to that matter under Northern Territory law. Went to trial, was acquitted, I believe, and I believe there is still a coronial investigation in relation to matters relating to the death of Kumanjai Walker. Images of Kumanjai Walker have been widely publicised in the Australian media for several years. The matter of Brittany Watson has concerned me since May of 2020, when I read an article in none other, I believe, than the Australian newspaper, reporting that 18-year-old Aboriginal mother Brittany Watson had been bashed to death in an outback community near Newman, Western Australia, and her body had been dumped outside the Newman hospital in a wheelie bin. A 17-year-old youth, according to limited media reports, was subsequently arrested and charged with Brittany Watson's murder and subsequently found guilty and sentenced, I believe, to 6, 7, 8 years jail. The reporting suggests that the murderer was a 17-year-old Aboriginal youth from the same community as Brittany Watson, and I believe from reporting that he may well have been the father of one of her children. Other than the reporting in 2020, May of 2020, that first caused me to be interested in this matter, I have seen no images of Brittany Watson in the mainstream media, and particularly on their ABC, which has, in my opinion, relentlessly covered the Kumanjai Walker matter, including images of Kumanjai Walker. ABC TV News has covered the killing of Cassius Turvey, including images of Cassius Turvey, but they have never covered, to my knowledge, ABC TV, National TV News, has never covered the murder of Brittany Watson. One possible explanation for this lack of coverage of the death of Brittany Watson is cultural sensitivities, and the possibility that relatives of Brittany Watson didn't give approval for the release of her name and or image for publication in the media. I find this somewhat concerning, of course, in that it's perfectly reasonable for the Australian media to widely publish photos of Kumanjai Walker, who was killed by a white police officer, and publish photos of Cassius Turvey, who was allegedly killed by white assailants. But there can't be approval to publish the photo of Brittany Watson, who was murdered by a 17-year-old Aboriginal boy. There's a potential cultural sensitivity issue with releasing the victim's name and photo. There's also the possibility of blatant racism, that the media only covers matters that conform with the preferred narrative of racism in Australia. Aboriginal people who die at the hands of white people get all the coverage in the world. An 18-year-old Aboriginal mother who's murdered by an Aboriginal person doesn't get any coverage at all. Is that possibly racist for that to happen? Bill Thompson for Outside Insiders.